G'day all, it's Colin from PC TLC and thanks for joining me. In this video we're going to be having a look at BusterDog. BusterDog apparently has been shaped to look and act like PuppyLinux. There are quite a few little distros that have been shaped to look and act like PuppyLinux. As you'll probably see on the website we're going to look at, BusterDog's just one of a few. So let's get stuck into BusterDog. So here we have the Deviant dog, and there's plenty of dogs here, I must say. There is Deviant dog Jesse, Deviant dog Jesse 64-bit, Stretch dog, BusterDog, Fosser dog, Xenial dog, Xenial dog 64, Trinity dog, Bionic dog, other and about. So there are plenty of dogs there. So what I've done here is I've downloaded the BusterDog and the Fosser dog. So the BusterDog is 361 megabytes. The Fosser dog we'll get to, that's 590, but this one we're looking at now, 361 megabytes. So if you click on BusterDog, which is what I did, and you'll get the download here somewhere, download here. So that's where you can go for the download. So what we'll do is have a look at BusterDog. So let's have a look at BusterDog. Buster Porteous boot changes live. Boot always fresh. I think I'll go for the live one. I think should be the right one. I'm not sure. Okay, so far so good. We have a desktop environment. Keyboard shortcuts right out of the gate. Let's close that. I need some settings. Okay, so I'm not sure if the desktop is supposed to look like that or not. That wallpaper, bit odd. Let's go with that for now. Looking for installer. So we select the drive below, select ISO or directory and click install. We need to select ISO. ISO image, okay. Install. Okay, let's try again. DDog folder. Install. So we need to select drive below. Select ISO or directory and click install. ISO file. ISO image. Well, that would have to be the ISO image. I'm not really sure. I think I need to run gparted, I think. So it's unallocated. That's probably the problem. There's no partition, create partition table, MS-DOS, apply. Okay, so maybe that would be correct now. Select that. ISO file. EzeeLinux. Install. Let's just create a file system of FAT32, the whole thing, and apply, close that, and try running the installer again. I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. So it's got to be like an SDA1 or something. Let's try the folder again. ISO image and install. File system is VFAT. Select the bootloader to use. Grub for DOS will work in most cases. Okay. Grub for DOS. Let's do that. On SDA. Okay. Bootloader has been installed to SDA. Okay. Please choose a directory containing a Linux file. Right. Cancel that. ISO file. There it is, EzeeLinux. Let's install. Okay. Okay. Please choose a directory containing a EzeeLinux file. File system squash fs. Isn't that what they use for install? I don't know. I don't do this much. No partition selected. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try that. Install. I'm just winging it here because I have no idea how this thing works. Never used this before. Okay. 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 No EzeeLinux file found. Let's try that. Install. Oh, installation is complete. Well, how quick was that? But how long did it take me to work out how to do that? I'm going to have to look back on this video because I'm not quite sure what I did now. So that's okay. Installation complete. Let's shut down and see whether we do have some sort of working distro here. Create or use save file. Create or use save folder. Let's just go with the file. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Saving session. I don't know if we're meant to save session. We're in a live session, weren't we? That's fine. Okie doke. So let's remove that. And start BusterDog and see what we've got. Oh boy, so what do we got here? Always fresh sysv init. Changes to live. Okay, let's get on with the BusterDog install. This is probably the third time I've installed this. I had to go back and check out the install properly. I wasn't doing it correctly. Alright, so let's get on with the install. We go to ddog special and ddog full installer. Then we choose SDA1. If you haven't got an SDA1, you might have to open gparted and, well, let's do that. Let's run gparted. And what I did was, if we delete that and apply, close that, and then we make it new, give it the whole disk, ext4, primary partition, and add, apply that, and apply. Let's close that, and now you can see you've got a dev SDA1. That's what it's going to pick up on. So we're going to install to that and install. Partition SDA1 will be formatted to ext4 file system. All data on SDA1 will be erased. Continue, yes. The mistake I was making was I was doing a ddog installer, but not the full installer. That's the mistake I was making. So ddog has been installed to SDA1. Install bootloader grub for DOS on SDA. That's where we want to put it. Also menu.list will be generated. If it exists already, the entries will just be added at the bottom. Press OK to install. Let's do that. Bootloader has been installed to SDA. Your old MBR was backed up to here. If something went wrong, you can restore it with this command here. Okay, so let's do a shutdown. Do you want to save your changes in a save file? Yes, okay, we have to do that. Create or use save file or create or use save folder. Let's use a folder. Okay. And we'll go to the file system, home, puppy, create a folder, select a directory name. Changes will be created inside selected directory. Make sure it is on a Linux file system such as ext2, 3 or 4. So Buster changes. No, Buster saves we'll call it. Buster saves. Okay. Directory home puppy cannot be used as save. Make sure the directory is on a Linux file system. Okay. Put it in home. Slash home cannot be used as a save file. Okay. Maybe directly in SDA1. Maybe let's do that. Let's do that. Buster saves. Okay. Created successfully. Will be mounted and session will be saved. You may need to update your boot options. Okay, so we've done that. That's okay. Directly into SDA1 path. And that's done. I think you can just choose to save file, and that's probably a lot quicker than messing around. So let's go to settings and storage and remove that virtual drive. Okay, and then we start. So there we got the installer there, ddog full install, enter that. And here we are running off full install on VirtualBox anyway. We've got keyboard shortcuts here. That's all they show. I'm not really interested too much in keyboard shortcuts at this point in time. Let's have a quick look around, see what we have in this here. Office, we don't have a lot in Office. Multimedia. Yep, quite a few things there. You can just have a quick look at that. You can pause that if you wish. Internet, Google Drive, Google Chrome, Flash Player Choice, Transmission, YouTube Get, Chromium Web Browser, quite a few things there. Pale Moon Web Browser, Pale Moon Web Browser as user puppy. Graphics, we have MT Paint, Vue Noir, Take a GIF or GIF, I don't know how you pronounce that. Development, ddog Special, Make Swap. You got Start JWM, Start Open Box. So a couple of window managers there. Accessories. And there's the accessories there. So you got Calculator, but not really much in the way of Office Suite, to be honest. Nothing there at all, really. So if we was to install something, install Package Manager, install. That's the Package Manager. So they've got Synaptic Package Manager. So if we was to install, say, do a search for LibreOffice, enter that. So it hasn't found anything, so we may need to reload that, and that'll refresh the repos. I haven't done that yet. Okay, so that has been refreshed, and we've done a search for LibreOffice. We just got to scroll down to find it. LibreOffice here. So mark for installation, mark that. So So the latest available version is 6.1.5.3. Latest available version, size, I don't believe it's 95.2 kilobytes, but 465 megabytes will be used. Just trying to see if we can determine how big this thing is. So 352 packages listed, 96 to install, 0 to remove, 465 megabytes will be used. Now we downloaded Puppy at about 360 odd megabytes, I think it was. So we're still, even if we do an Office install, we're still, if that's how much it's using, it wouldn't be that much to download, that's for sure. Let's have a look and see if it leads us to anywhere. 132 megabytes have to be downloaded. So we're still well within the reach of 900 megabytes, easy. So we're still under, what's 360, 490, under 500 still. So that's pretty good. I'll cancel that and unmark that. Mark it to unmark and discard changes, quit that. So it looks like we've got quite a few things here to use in BusterDog. There's quite a few tools. Actually, it's a bit overwhelming, to be honest. There's so much stuff in here for such a small download. It's just incredible how they do that. Oh, they've got LeafPad there too, I didn't see. Redshift, Termrox filer. So they've got a lot of stuff in here. A lot of stuff I don't even know what it is, to be honest. System stuff there. Still got gparted there. HTOP is still installed. So we've got HTOP there. Let's have a look at that quickly. 111 megabytes. Swap is okay. I don't think we have a swap in there. I think there was a make swap there, was there somewhere in the menu. It's not a searchable menu, so that makes it a little bit difficult. Make swap, there we go. So that's nice and easy. Let's do that. Size. Select name, size and location for swap file. It is recommended to use pupswap.swp as name. Pupswap.swp. Size in megabytes, we'll give it 1024, 1 gig will do. And let's go OK. Bad path, it's set. Let's try that again. Make swap. So the location would have to be an SDA1, I would have to think. And the name pupswap.swp. Okay. And 1024. Okay. Bad path. It's a bad path. Why is that? So we're not choosing the correct path, I believe. Let's do HTOP again and see if it has created anything. I doubt it. No swap. So how do we create this swap? Maybe in root. So directly in root, let's try that. 1024. Okay. There we go. So it's got to be in root. So that's all good. Done creating and mounting. Okay. Good stuff. Let's go to system again and check out HTOP. And we now have 1024 megabytes of swap. So BusterDog looks like it could be a good option. It's got dog radio there, desktop manager, installer, create save file, conky toggle, browse. Can we remove these from? We cannot. I'll have to learn how to do all that. Set wallpaper, Screencast and media recorder, interesting. So it's got a screencast and media recorder in a 360 odd megabyte download. That blows my mind, to be honest. Clipboard manager, brightness and tint control, scroll up and down to set volume, and we have a calendar. Don't know if it does anything. No, it doesn't do anything. And this one here is firewall off, right click for menu. There we go, firewall. Incredible. Desktop 1 and 2. Toggle composite desktop, tint 2 settings, rocks term, toggle show desktop. So including installing Office at 130 odd megabytes and whatever programs the user would want to put on here, I see this as a very good potential. Doesn't work like a lot of other distros do in the generic sense, as in the installing process and so forth, because you've got to make a save file and so forth, but I can't see that being a problem anyway. File manager, so there's your file manager there. It looks like it's got hidden files by default. Turn that off. It's got downloads there. It doesn't have any other. You could probably create your own folders. Create folder. You could create your own folders in there, no problem. There's your swap, your pup swap there. So that is BusterDog. So what I want to do here is I will actually install LibreOffice. LibreOffice, right click, mark for installation, and it'll pick up all those dependencies, and let's apply that and install that. Apply. So I want to make sure that LibreOffice, after shutting down and restarting, is still there, just to make sure that our save file is working correctly. And that is LibreOffice installed. So let's just check that out quickly before doing a reboot. Check out Office. And there's nothing in Office. I think maybe we need to update the menu in some way. Menu maker. No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. It's there now. Okay. So there's the Office suite all there working. Help and about, LibreOffice 6.1.5.2. So let's do a shutdown or a reboot and make sure that LibreOffice is still installed. And now we have a full screen, which is something I didn't expect to happen. So that's the first time we've got a full screen. It wouldn't allow me to do that. That's must have had an update or something there. I'm not really sure. So what have we got here? We've got Office, LibreOffice Draw. And it's good to have a full screen working. It's great. 6.1.5.2. All good. All working well. So I'm reasonably impressed with BusterDog. We have Elsa Mixer there. So BusterDog looking like a worthy contender for a lightweight distro at this point in time, I must say. Without going too deeply into it, we're just trying to keep under that 900 megabyte threshold with including the ISO download and also the things we can install in here. Once again, I don't know what the user is going to want to be using after installing it, but there's a lot here to be used already, so there's no problem there. It might be just LibreOffice if needed. Maybe the user doesn't need LibreOffice, I don't know. Might be just for general purpose use, who knows. But that is BusterDog. So that was BusterDog. After confusing myself with selecting the wrong installer on the first install, managed to get it going. I think there was a few things that went wrong in that video, and that was I selected SDA1. I don't think the window was in focus at the time, but I think you would have to install SDA1 and create a mount home. I'm not sure. Somebody might be able to make a comment. Those little things confused me a little bit, and some of the errors confused me as well, because they're saying that no VM liners file and so forth. It's just something I'm not used to, I suppose. It's just my lack of knowledge. But yeah, definitely I did a couple of things wrong there, especially that first installer. I think the first installer has to be something to do with USB persistence or something, I believe. Have to be something like that. I think that's what that's all about. And I'm not quite sure how that works. I'd have to sort of get into it, but unless I really want it for a purpose, I'm not going to go too deep into that. That was just me selecting the wrong installer. Once again, me doing something wrong. What a surprise. Anyway, that was BusterDog. So you got to see a couple of different installs with BusterDog there, even though I purposely didn't mean to do that. But hey, my mistakes are your bonus. So BusterDog it was. Reasonably impressed with BusterDog. After the second install, it was a lot easier, that second install. So there was not a lot of complications there. And it looks like a reasonably good contender for a lightweight distro. So I'm reasonably impressed with BusterDog. So that's it for BusterDog. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting and informative. And thanks for watching.